What's going on, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm. Hope your day is so far has been absolutely lovely. It looks like we're starting to dry up here, thank goodness. You know, we started on this fencing over here. We got all the T-posts set, but Brooke and myself are gonna try to, since it is dry, starting to dry up. We didn't want to do it when it was really wet because of the skid steer and the tracks, and we didn't want to create a humongous mess, worse than it already is, and potentially get the skid steer stuck some kind of way. And I know that sounds impossible, but if y'all been following us from any time, if it can get stuck, Brooke can stick it, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to get some poles set today in concrete so we can get this run pulled over here. You know, our plan eventually is to fence in our entire 40 acres. I would say is it halfway? I don't know if it's halfway. Maybe it is halfway. But once we get into the woods, it's gonna be a different story, I can tell you, because this is gonna be thick stuff and we'll just have to figure all that out. But I want to try something. I'm gonna try it too. I am. So one of y'all reached out to us because of us hammering all those big staples in the wooden post for fencing. And I can't tell you how many hundreds, if not more, we have hammered in. And one of y'all reached out to us and said, man, you need to get a big fence stapler. Now we had a fence stapler, but it's for like chicken wire or a hardware cloth, you know, something like that. We really didn't know they made one this big until we started doing some research on it. And here is this big old fella right here. And Brooke found this one on eBay, brand new in the box, still had the plastic on it with a battery. The battery almost costs as much as the darn tools do for a unbelievable deal. I'm talking about like half price. Crazy. I'm gonna see how well this thing works today, y'all. And I'm fixing to give it a test run before we start pulling fence, because I really want to know. I really want to know. I'm assuming it's like any other nail gun per se. So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. Like, I wonder if it goes like, no, it doesn't matter. They're facing, okay? Doesn't matter which way they go in, because it's the same. That's going to go there. And then, like that, okay. I wonder if I can get one more. I don't know if I can get one more in or not, y'all. Let's see. I don't think I can. No, I cannot fit another thing of staples in there. And here's the staples we're using. These big old fencing staples right there. That's a big staple. That's about the size we were using. Got my brand new battery right here. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I would have made Clint Eastwood proud or not. Let's see how this goes. Come on, girl. Sounds like it's got to get warmed up first, don't it? Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I don't know what this does. Let's see here. I think that's supposed to be the depth. We'll change it to 2 and see what happens. Let's come down here. We didn't even cut this one off because we didn't even finish stapling it, y'all. All right, let's see. That did just as well. It don't wind up as much. Does that make sense? But man, this thing right here, let me tell y'all, this is gonna save us so much time. Listen to that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. Almost out of staples. Oh, it won't do it because I'm out of staples. That's with it. it works well. And y'all, that's so much faster too. Goodness, you know, hammering in those big staples takes a little while to get them in there. And I probably just did, how many poles was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 poles quicker than I could have done 1. All right, so my initial thoughts, I love this, but we will put it to the real test in the next few days, that is for sure. I'm gonna put the battery back on charge since I used it a little bit. The main thing is I'm curious how long the battery's gonna last on it, you know. To me, that would be the biggest thing. And I know it's gotta be heavy to drive in staples that big, but it is, I'm gonna tell you, it is heavy. But thank you again. I think it was Terry, but I may be wrong on that. But thank you for suggesting this, and I'm grateful Brooke found one at an incredible deal. I really am. So some of y'all may have noticed already, but if you haven't, we have been having to lock the Secret Service up in the horse pasture if we're not out and about. And we talked about it on our live stream, and Brooke may have talked about it on her video. Now, we're really good friends with our neighbors, all of them. Every neighbor we have, we got a great relationship with across the street. This is an awesome little community, or it's not a neighborhood, it's not a, I guess it is a community, but our neighbors, let's just say all of our neighbors, even a few miles down the road, because the houses are so spread out here, we're friends, really good friends with everybody here. We all get along, we all communicate. It's really, really great. It's so great, because we've had it the opposite way, where we didn't have a good neighbor, or the neighbor didn't care for our farm and that kind of thing. So long story short, our neighbor over here likes to deer hunt, and we know this and we respect that. You know, it's just, we have nothing against hunting. He does it the proper way, he does it the right way. Super nice gentleman, awesome neighbor. But our fence right through here was a hodgepodge. It looked good in some spots. Well, number one, it was extremely old, that's for sure. It looked good in some spots it was, you know, broken all the way. Some spots was patched. So what was happening was that the boys would go visit on his property, and he didn't mind it, honestly. But when deer season comes about, he did, because, you know, he may be sitting in the stand, and our boys didn't go over there every single day, but there may be days he went over there and this gentleman was hunting or was going to hunt, and the boys come over there and, you know, scare off everything. And we totally understand, that's his property, you know, and we can't keep our eyes on those guys all the time. So that's why we're trying to get this fence fixed. And I'm gonna show you a solution we got that, which is actually Brooke's mom came up with it. It's pretty brilliant, to be honest with you. But for now, the boys are in the horse pasture when we're not out here and can keep our eyes on them. And at night, we put them in the barn, and so they'll sleep in there at night. Their food and water's in there, everything's fine. That's a 3+, maybe 5 acres. Anyways, that's a big, large area over there. So it's not like they're in a small backyard or anything like that, by all means. So just for their safety and us being good neighbors and being respectful, because we don't want our dogs, you know, interfering. And he wouldn't do anything, you know, and I know what people are thinking. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't harm the dogs in any way, but we're good neighbors too, you know what I mean? So if that's what he wants, you know, that's his property, and we completely get it. We would be the same way if some dog was coming over here and aggravating the chickens. You know, we would call and say, hey, look, can you do something? And I would say 99.9% of our neighbors around here would say, oh, absolutely, I'm so sorry, we'll get that fixed. And that's what we're doing over here. But we're gonna get some poles in the ground. I don't know how far we're gonna get. We do need to rob a gate. We may start on this side. I'm gonna tell y'all something too, and I think a lot of y'all probably know this already, especially if y'all watch Brooke's videos, or even if you watch our the main channel videos. I never, ever expected, because she wanted her own channel to show a woman's side of things, and I thought it'd be great. She could do a lot of cooking and preserving and freeze drying and whatever she's doing over there, and that's kind of what she does on her channel. And I never, ever intended two channels to be Jason and Brooke's channel. It was the main channel of us, you know, like it always has been, and I thought that was a great idea. But ever since Brooke got the autoimmune disease, or when it came on, you know, you don't see Brooke in the main channel as much unless she's feeling well. If she's not feeling good, then a lot of times you'll just see me. And that's because that, you know, she's just not feeling well. And she has ups and downs. She may go 2 months and feel great. She may go 2 months and feel bad. If any of y'all have an autoimmune disease, you probably can relate as to what I'm talking about. She's in contact always with her doctors. We're always trying different things. And Brooke really wants that to remain semi-private, you know. She doesn't want people to think that she's always fussing and complaining and griping about her autoimmune disease and how she feels and this, that, and other. And so, you know, we just kind of go about it as, you know, this is what's happening, you know. So if you don't see Brooke around, or if you don't see me doing, if you don't see us finishing things, or you don't see us working on things and that kind of stuff, then chances are Brooke's not feeling 100%, and I'm not going to, because she would. Y'all, she would. She'd come out here, if she was hurting all over, she would come out here and struggle through it all, and it just makes things worse. So if to some of y'all our channel feels like it's different than it used to be, it is. It really is. You know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, Mary Carl said that she didn't want to be on videos and didn't want to be on social media and didn't want to be seen and recognized and didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And we absolutely respect that. And looking back now, I'm kind of glad she has. You know, I really am. You know, it's just, it did get to the point where, you know, it's crazy that you get ugly comments about a child, you know. So I'm glad that happened. I really am. And then Brooke, what, 2 years ago, Brooke's autoimmune disease popped up. So yeah, we are a different channel. We are. We're not the same channel as we were 2+ years ago. I am trying my best to put out really, really great content. And for the most part, I think most of all y'all enjoy what we put out. But if you see that we're not doing something, if we're not doing fencing or gardening or whatever, you know, for a week or two, then chances are is that Brooke's not feeling well. And I can only do so much by myself, you know. I can. This fencing, I can't drill the holes and get them lined up just right, I don't think, without Brooke's help. And plus, it's been raining for basically 2 weeks, you know. It's been pretty nasty. But enough about that. Let me show y'all what our plans are back here. What we're doing for basically the Secret Service and the rest of the dogs. Since the sun's out, I can see a lot of activity over here with the bees, even though it is fairly cool, y'all. But right here, this is it right here, y'all. If you look, you can see we got T-post coming up here. And if you don't know where I'm at right now, I am behind the house. This is, let me get you turned around here so you can see. There's the house right there, right? There's the greenhouse, that's the backyard garden, there are my bird feeders, and here are our bees right here. And you can see we installed T-post right down through here. So here is our plan. We're gonna pull a fence right through here, and we're going to install a gate right here because this is our road to the old barn back there. And that fence, so y'all know what we're talking about, that's the garden right there. The road's right here. So we're gonna pull a fence down through here, put a gate right there, and that fence is gonna continue all the way down through here and go all the way down to that pole right there. Now that's our property line. That's our neighbor's property right there. And so this is our property line right here, and it turns at 90 degrees right here. And so this is gonna go, we're gonna pull a fence, new fence, up through here, all the way up through there to the shabarn. And that's gonna tie into the horse fencing right through here. So what this will do is, this right here will keep the boys inside this area. They can go out to the front, they can come all out through here, they can go out over here on the side, and this will keep them contained. So this will prevent them from going over to our neighbor's property until we can finish fencing the entire 40 acres. But there's a ton of work that will have to be done in our 20+ acre wooded area before we can even remotely start pulling fencing in here. And let me show you what I'm talking about. This is pretty much most of our woods right here, and a lot of y'all already know this, but it is a overgrown mess, slap full of invasive species such as Chinese privet, among other things. And there is absolutely no way you could drive anything in here to get fencing down through here or anything. So we got 20+ acres just like this right here. So this will be the big project for our upcoming project. This is going to take a while. This may even take a year to get done, to clean it up and to start pulling fencing all the way around. I'm talking about, this is going to be a big project. This isn't going to be like the project where we pull fencing out front, where it's completely clear, clean, semi-flat to some degree, and we can get in there with no problem. This is a whole nother animal right here, y'all. And that's gonna take a while. So that's what we're gonna start on, or we've already started on it with us, Kaden and myself pounding posts, but we're gonna start on this today. Don't know how many poles we can get in. I think we only have 6 bags of concrete, so my goal is to at least get 6 poles in the ground. Speaking of Kaden and talking about Kaden, help me. I know some of y'all might say, well, why don't you get Kaden to help you? Kaden, 17, is in school. He gets out of school, what, 3 o'clock. His school's in town. So just think by the time he leaves. Anyways, when he gets here, it's almost 4 o'clock. It gets dark basically at 4:30. So there's been a real big, until the time changes, I really can't do any big projects with him because we don't want him staying here past dark and driving in the, you know what I mean? You just can't do it so much. You ready? She fired up, ain't she? And she's always fired up.
I have that about me.
You got that about you?
I make people fired up. Show me how fired up you are. Come on. That's right. A little faster, Jason. You ain't got nothing on your dog. Yeah, I have that about me.
Oh, goodness.
You don't believe me, do you? You don't believe me?
I was just...
She wasn't doing that till she saw me.
She did. You're right now. I was just explaining to everybody about the boys and the situation and what we're going to do. And all that kind of good stuff. And
You're out of breath, aren't you?
well, I was already out of breath from walking. People don't know how steep that hill is down yonder.
It looks small until you start walking it.
Oh, because I went all the way down there to the
bottom.
to the bottom where our neighbor's line is. How long this project's going to take us to pull fence around our entire property? That
It
is.
won't take long. If you get me fired up, then we'll have this knocked out in no time.
Oh, but I showed them you couldn't even roll a roll of fencing down through there.
Yeah. It's horrible.
we got to get some stuff cleaned up.
We do. It's a project. I mean, look at the back of the tractor where I raked some of it up.
This is where Brooke cleaned up some to in the area that we're working on today, in just the wooded spot right there, right behind the barn. All that came from right behind the barn down through there. And you spent like 2 or 3 days on doing that.
Yeah, and I cleaned it out multiple times. This is just when I finally got off and hadn't cleaned that bit off, but.
And it wasn't bad.
Oh, it wasn't bad.
It didn't look anything like.
Not like the rest of the property.
Back there, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
What happened is, at some point in time, I'm guessing somewhere in the 80s, maybe, I'm guessing 80s. I was gonna say maybe early 90s. Whoever lived here or owned the property had this backside over here clear cutted.
You know what? Mr. Eugene's family used to own this property long ago.
And that's
lives
a
across
neighbor,
the street.
yeah.
And I might ask him
When
that timber was cut.
He might know, and Mr. Dwight might know.
Well, I don't know if he owned that property then.
I don't know. I bet he did. Maybe he didn't. But it was clear cutted and they didn't replant it.
And it just came up with a vengeance.
And that's what happens is if and it's never been cared for, it never was taken care of. You know, you got to take care of your land and your property and your wooded areas. You got to keep it clean.
That's right.
We thought we could just come in and burn all that and start burning, yearly or every other year. And then we had the state come out here, and then we had another land company come out here that does that. And they're like, nope, you can't burn it. It's too thick.
It's got to be opened up.
It's just way too thick. It needs to be opened up.
It needs sunlight.
Your trees are struggling because it's so many all in one spot, and it needs to be thinned out. And that's been my dream, is to thin that out and turn it back into an Alabama savanna the way it was hundreds of years ago, with the native grasses and the native plants growing underneath the open canopy.
Well, that's our goal.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna happen.
No, that's gonna be a long time.
Fired up.
Unless I get you I had to get you a skidder. I'm gonna get you a skidder.
I don't know how to operate a skidder, Jason.
Oh man.
I bet I could learn.
I bet you can learn too.
I bet I'd have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I brought the tractor over here so we could get some poles put in the tractor, and then maybe some concrete at the same time.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start in the woods today, or do you want to start on
the easiest thing is to start on the wide open, but I don't know. Maybe we need to get back in the groove first.
That's what I'm thinking. You feel good today.
I feel
So
good today, but
let's just don't push things, and let's start over there in the wide open and get that done, and we feel like we got something accomplished.
that's right. You thought we could get them all set, and I just think let's set realistic goals.
We'll do that. We'll see how far we get.
Let's just do what we can do,
Yep.
and when we get tired, we stop.
Okay, I got something to ask you.
What?
When we get through with this,
Yeah.
you want to do something fun?
We ain't got to dance, do I?
No, unless you just want to.
What?
How about we let Loretta and Gus and all the animals together open the gate and see what happens?
That's a good idea. I just came from over there.
Did you?
And then when I drove by, I saw Loretta out in the middle of the pasture, and I started thinking how big of an area that is for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the goats are in a pretty big area too.
They
but
are.
They all need to be together.
We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be fine. And it'll give Loretta and Gus some more exploring. They can go over in the woods
That's
and
right.
all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Hey, Holly, you ready to set some poles? You ready to set some poles? Let's go do it. Let's go do it. Well, we ran out of supplies. We got 7 poles set.
Is that right?
Yeah, 7 poles set. We got enough poles to finish the job, but we got to go grab 7 more bags of concrete. We got to set 7 more poles, so we got to run all the way to town and go get that.
We accomplished what we set out to do.
This was what we set out to do, and we got it knocked out. So that's good.
Now you got to dance.
Now I got
A little slow, Jason.
a little dancing right there.
A little slow.
That's just a tease because we ain't finished yet. All right, y'all, just got back from town with the rest of our concrete. But let's go see what happens when we let the pigs, the honeymooners, lovely Loretta and the Gus Bus, in with the rest of the animals. Jesse, Honey, the goat gang, and of course, Shake and Bake, and Nugget. What's gonna happen? Let's go find out. What you laughing
She
at?
about knocked me down.
Holly did. Holly said she got to go. Topper already knows what's happening. Yeah, he over here waiting.
Opie knew what was happening.
Open. Topper does.
Look at Opie.
Topper said he's ready. He wants to go meet the honeymooners.
Let you stay out.
What's going on, Oak? Y'all want to come meet them? They down yonder. They way down on the other side.
Is it both of them?
There's Gus right there.
But I don't see her.
She was right over yonder.
Oh.
Y'all gonna act right? Y'all gonna act right?
Don't run like you did earlier.
He was on fire earlier.
Get on the road, yeah. Loretta starts running like that, we're gonna be in trouble. Okay, woohoo! What is that?
Here we go. Here we go. Y'all go come meet lovely Loretta. Y'all come meet lovely Loretta.
Look out.
And the Gus Bus. Y'all come on.
Who is that down there?
Y'all come on. Y'all come on. Let's go. That was funny.
It's okay, baby. They didn't know what you were.
She come to see you, didn't
I
she?
know. It's okay.
She come to see
Yeah,
you.
we don't have any treats.
Mm-mm. We got some loving though. You want some
We
loving?
got some loving.
Hmm.
Oh,
Want some
goodness
loving?
gracious.
Here comes your husband. What's going on, Big Gus? You gonna see the rest of the gang over here? Y'all look.
Look, guys, we got a whole crew for you. With your bad head. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. What you think, Ernest?
Coming after my buttons.
Well, that's safe to say they all are going to get along.
I think they're okay, aren't they?
Look. Oh, my goodness. Y'all are silly. Look at you. You didn't get it. You didn't get it again. Pigs are just not bothered, are they?
Nope.
You see her look up at him? You better watch yourself. What kind of snacks you got? Huh? What kind of snacks did you bring me? Huh? Where'd you take your bowl today, girl?
Oh goodness.
The geese flew to the pond.
Oh gosh.
What you doing, Red? How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, Big Red. Oh, Red's doing all right.
He's absolutely fine.
Yep. You better slow down, Turbo. You better slow down, Turbo. You better slow down.
What you think about all these critters? Huh? You got lots of friends. Yeah, you got lots of friends.
Y'all don't mind them pigs, do you? Hmm? Do you, old Curtis? Don't care about them pigs. Hey there, Capri. What's going on, Capri? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She said, thank you for putting those pigs over here. No friends.
Of course, Bootsy thinks I'm a scratching post. Yeah.
She thinks everything's screeching.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, you about to knock me down. Mm-hmm. You about to knock me down. Willie wants to know what's going on over here. Y'all seen? What y'all doing over here? Come on, Nugget. Come meet the honeymooners. Come on. Nugget's like, I don't know about them.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know about them. They all right, Nugget. Hey, you don't mind them pigs, do you? No, not the Nugster. No, not the sheriff. No, not the old sheriff.
But if I crank them pans together, they come.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Red's checking Gus out.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
They just could care less.
Yep. They could care less.
Well, they do know each other through the fence.
If anybody, I figured Jesse and Honey would be the ones to come check them out. And if there's going to be any static, it'd be them, but they don't care. Don't care at all. Oh, Jesse got the zoomies.
Woo!
Go, Honey got them too.
Where y'all going? Look at her little
Look at them. Oh my
goodness.
goodness gracious. Come on over here, Loretta. You ain't been on this side. Come on. Come on over here, girl. Come on. Look at this. Look over here.
You won't worry about who's got something to eat over here.
Hmm.
Gus is coming, isn't he?
Yeah. He's over there.
Whoa. A Florida hut.
I thought she may start scratching on that scratching post.
Oh, goodness. When she climbs on that rock.
She climbs on that rock, yeah.
When she climbs on that rock. We talking about you.
Oh, goodness, girl. Goodness.
Here goes, Gus.
Come on, Gus. Brooke.
Look at Mildred.
What is she thinking? Look at Matilda.
I know. Here comes little man. What is that? I never.
What in the world's going on over here? Oh, hey.
Look at them all looking at him. Little man said, "What is that?"
He's backing up, isn't he?
Uh-huh. Matilda's not. She wants to visit.
Moody said he's just going to eat his hay. He knows what a pig is. He said that one over there tried to kill him that time. Loretta did. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah, Loretta didn't
Look
like
at little
Moody.
man. Oh, Loretta. What y'all talking about? Oh, you better move. Big girl coming through.
Well, that went about as smooth as it could go.
Oh, I did expect a little more than that to happen.
Absolutely nothing.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh, besides emu
Well,
curiosity. That's about it. Other than that, though, smooth sailing. Just gonna be curious to see what happens when feeding time comes tomorrow, but we'll keep you guys posted on that.
well, it looks like Loretta's already made it back to her side of the fence.
Yeah.
And
Gus is still exploring a little bit.
I think that they have been over there long enough to know that that's where they're going to stay,
I
you know, for
agree.
the night. And, oh, here comes my buddy.
Here comes your buddy.
Here comes my buddy. Hey, Big Bramble. Goodness, you're a big boy. Oh, you're so big.
Oh, goodness.
Topper tried to get him, didn't
Top
he?
did try to get Gus.
Yeah, you're beautiful. Yes, you are.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we got the rest of our concrete so we can finish up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe tomorrow or the next day, we'll see how it goes and see how you feel.
That's right.
And we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today and helping us with them posts and helping us and hanging out with us. Well, helping us with moving animals over and hanging out with animals.
Oh, here you go.
Uh-oh.
Look, honey got a little bit scared of Loretta. She wasn't used to it.
That was a little different there. But hope y'all have the best day ever. Catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good.